The Walk-On girls track team will be represented in 7 events coming up this week at the State Girls Track Meet in Des Moines with us head coach Bob Wasson. And Bob, overall, your kids have stepped up pretty nicely here in the postseason end of things. You had a nice conference meet over at Decorah, nice state qualifier down at Jessup. What do you credit that to, your kids rising to the occasion?
Well, a lot of credit's going to go to the kids themselves and their work ethic, and then certainly my assistant coaches do a fantastic job. Tyler Scholl works with the distance kids, and Chad Bierman with the throwers, and I've got a volunteer assistant, Bridget Dolan, that helps me out with the hurdlers. And from the get-go, we always stress too that we're looking to peak at this time of year, so a lot of our training is geared toward trying to be good now.
And you start out with those throwing events. You bring up Annika Headington, has the best throw in 2A coming in the shot put, also qualified in the discus. She, just as a kid, seemingly she excels at anything she does. What makes a kid like that click?
Oh, I wish I knew. I wish we could bottle it and get it more of them. But the kids like Annika are just a joy to be around, and they truly are special. She just loves competing. She works her butt off season after season. Doesn't matter what the sport is, and whether it's practice or competition, she's going 110% all the time. And
your field events have stepped up very nicely. You got a qualifier with Cameron Johnson in the high jump and Caitlin Cranberry in the long jump. What has caused those kids to step up here at the right time of year?
Well, a lot of it's just natural talent and ability, but those are also 2 girls that spend a lot of hours in the weight room. They really work hard year round, and they're multiple sport athletes. And again, they're competitors too. And so we're just blessed with some really good talent right now.
And in the 400 hurdles, Maggie Criswell qualifies, and she has the 8th fastest time in that grueling event. What's made this season special for Maggie?
Again, with the others, she's a very good athlete, got a wonderful work ethic. She does anything I ask her to do. In fact, she hadn't even run the 400 hurdles till conference. Just looking, she's been running some 400s for me, and she's a key member of our shuttle hurdle relay. So obviously I knew she had the hurdling talents, and then with her 400, I just approached her a couple days before the conference meet and asked her if she wanted to run the state track meet. Of course, she said yeah. And I said, well, I think the 400 hurdles is a no-brainer to slide you into that. And she's embraced it, and she got 3rd place at the conference meet, ran a time then in her first ever 400 hurdles that would be a state qualifying time. And then and I said, we haven't even worked on it. We spend another week between conference and district. We'll drop your time, and I look for a time to drop a little bit here at the state meet also.
How do you get a kid ready for the 400 hurdles, since it's such a unique event combining both distance and also the hurdling ability? How do you get a kid mentally ready for that? Obviously, Maggie was there.
And again, I don't know that I can take credit for it. The kid has to have that right mentality. They got to have the toughness and the desire to do it. And it's been interesting. This is probably, I had a break there when I was administrator, not coaching track, but I think total I got about 15 years with a break in the middle of coaching. And that's always been one of those events. It's like, if you got a good athlete and you can convince them that if they were to work their butt off to do it, that they could qualify. And certainly the last few years, it's gotten more difficult for the competition in every event. It's just gotten stronger. But like I say, if they've got the right attitude, and certainly with that physical ability to run 400s and hurdle, then yeah, but I think she's going to be really something special the next few years in that event.
Obviously, this spring has been a lot more fun than the spring of 2020. How appreciative have your student athletes been just for the opportunity to have a season?
Oh, I think they're extremely thankful to be able to get out there. And I know as a track coach too, I thought we were going to have such a good team last year. The last state meet in 2019, we had the shuttle hurdle qualify, and we were bringing, I think, 3/4 of that team back. And it's some young hurdlers that were going to have the opportunity to learn from those veterans. And then we get shut down. And so like this year, only one of my shuttle hurdle girls, Bailey Sherman, had done any 100-meter hurdles prior to this. Cameron, who's qualified in the high jump, Cameron Johnson, had done, I think, the 200-meter hurdles once in middle school. But we were starting from scratch, and I told the girls last night at practice, like, from where we started to now, they've all progressed tremendously. And then obviously with this extra time here between districts and state, to spend more time, because that's the thing about hurdles. You got to have some speed, obviously, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of repetition. And normally, most of your shuttle hurdles are generally upperclassmen, kind of a dominated event with maybe, an occasional freshman who's really a stellar athlete. And so we have 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores, and, for them to get in this year, I think is great for them. And I would have predicted early in the season, like, well, this will be a state team, but maybe not this year. But like I said, they've really improved here, especially late in the season.
How special is it? We got the news on Tuesday morning that Drake's going to be absolutely open and no restrictions on spectators coming up this weekend. How special will that be for the young people to get the full state experience? Because I know you were down at the Drake Relays, and yes, it was special to be there, but it wasn't really the Drake Relays.
Yeah, and I am so thankful that they opened that up, because again, it's going to be a lot of the same kids. And with no track season last year, obviously Annika was there as a sophomore, but I don't think on the boys or girls side, she's the only one that stands out. Well, no, that's not true. I've got some 4x8 girls that were there in 2019 as sophomores. But again, until you experience a state meet, you really don't understand just how special it is. When the stadium's full and running, because none of the kids have run in front of a crowd like that before, and that can just feed their enthusiasm and the cheering and leading them on to personal best. It's a great atmosphere, and I'm thrilled that they opened it up so the kids can experience that.
And what's it going to take to have your best performances this weekend?
Well, that's always a tough one, because it's in the years that we've been going down, a lot of times we struggle, whether it's 4-hour trip, night in a motel. Obviously, their sleeping conditions are way different than what they're used to. I mean, most kids have their own bedroom, and now you're in a room with 3 other girls, and maybe somebody snores, or maybe someone's a little giddy and can't settle down. But we can just we had good practices here leading up to it. Hopefully, we're going to take off after school Wednesday, get down there in time for, hopefully they can unwind a little bit before they have to put their heads on the pillow. But hopefully rested. So we've got a number of kids that have experience, so hopefully they can lead the younger ones with some good examples of what we need to do for rest and getting up and eating in the morning. But it's kind of a roll of the dice. You never seem to know what you're going to get, and you might have 3/4 of a relay that do fantastic and one girl that just has a bad day. So you kind of have to just take whatever comes. But hopefully we can put together, because if we put together, like for Annika especially in the shot, she throws what she's capable. She's got a real good chance of bringing home that title. Her discus, if she can get back on the groove, I think she can be a place winner there. Long jump, certainly got a chance to medal, and again with the 400 hurdles. So I say hopefully they rest well and they get ready to go then in the morning.
All right, Bob, always fun to be busy down in Des Moines. It's been a good season for you guys to this point, and hopefully you can make it a great season with some good performances this weekend in Des Moines. We wish you best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Bob Wasson is the head girls track coach at Waukon. 7 events going to the Big Blue Oval this weekend.